Hey, as promised, I'm back with the second video in this three-part series. So now that we've started um, shifting our mindset to understanding the importance of prioritizing our self-care needs, I wanted to share with you 3 tips that will help you to create a self-care routine that you can stick to. So remember that self-care is any activity that supports and nourishes our mind, our body, and our spirit. It brings us joy, and it actually moves us towards being the best version of ourselves. So with that being said, I want to start with the first tip, which is self-care is very personal. So what works for me may not work for you. For example, um, it's imperative that I set aside quiet moments throughout the day in order for me to recharge. Other people may require or benefit from increased physical activity or movement. You may decide that you want to eat a healthy breakfast every morning, or journal, or even listen to inspirational music during to start your day, as long as it serves the purpose. So the second tip that I want you to consider when creating a self-care practice is that it needs to be intentional. And I also want to be clear that you're not interchanging something that makes you feel good for self care. So even though there may be some areas of overlap, they aren't identical. So if you think about how you feel when you're indulging in your favorite guilty pleasure snack, for some people it's chocolate, for me it's chips. But it feels good while you're doing it, but then afterwards, you may feel guilty or just not real good because you didn't make the right choice. Um, so I want you to set the intention of how you want to feel afterwards. This again should be something that actually brings you joy. Does it give you peace? Are you filled with gratitude afterwards? Does it fill your cup? The third tip is to make sure that your self care practice is a sacred practice, meaning it's a highly valued repeat activity that deserves respect. So it's not something that you do every now and then as a pick me up, but it's habitual. It's something that in order for it to be something that brings you into the best version of yourself, it needs to be done consistently. So be sure that it brings you joy, and that way it doesn't feel like a chore, but something that you are actually looking forward to. So, what one routine could you put into practice that will really improve your life? I want to suggest that you set aside some quiet time and just sit quietly, take some deep breaths, and ask yourself that question, and then go for it. And, you know, after a week, take inventory and see, are you more relaxed? Are you more productive? Do you feel more in balance now that you started doing this? Are you less stressed? And if so, try it again for another week and then another until it becomes habit or until it needs adjusting. Oh, and I know I said I had 3 tips that I wanted to share, but I actually have one more important tip, and that's be gentle with yourself. As you begin making self care a way of life, you are going to come up against some resistance, and that's okay. You may even have some unpleasant emotions begin to crop up, like fear, anger, guilt, anxiety, and that's okay. You may even regress, but the important thing that I want you to remember is just begin again. Be gentle with yourself and begin again. And remember that you are worth the effort. So, again, thank you for listening, and I hope this helped. Let me know in the comment section below. Ask a question, leave a comment,